Once upon a time, in the heart of the vast and mysterious ocean, there was a young mermaid named Zewena. Unlike the other mermaids who spent their days swimming in schools, singing songs, or playing with dolphins, Zewena was always curious. She loved to explore the deepest parts of the sea, seeking hidden treasures and discovering secrets unknown to the rest of her kind. One evening, as the golden rays of the setting sun filtered through the waves, Zewena ventured farther than she ever had before. She had heard whispers among the sea turtles of a hidden cave, one that glowed with a light unlike anything else in the ocean. Her heart pounded with excitement as she followed the directions they had given her, past the coral gardens, beyond the ancient shipwrecks, and through the tangled kelp forest. She swam. At last, she found it, a deep, shadowy cavern nestled between towering rocks. But what caught her attention was the soft, shimmering glow that pulsed from within. She hesitated for a moment before curiosity pushed her forward. As she entered, the light grew stronger, and her eyes widened in wonder. The walls of the cave were covered in clusters of luminous pearls. They radiated a silver-blue light, casting an enchanting glow on the rippling water around her. Zewena reached out and gently plucked one from the rock. The moment her fingers touched its smooth surface, she felt a strange warmth in her chest. She clutched the pearl tightly and smiled. It was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. She looked around the cave, her excitement growing. There were hundreds, perhaps thousands of these pearls, all glowing softly. She wondered if anyone knew about them, if anyone had ever seen them before. The thought of having something so rare, something so magical, filled her with delight. Without hesitation, she began to collect them, tucking them carefully into the small pouch tied around her waist. As soon as she took the last pearl within her reach, something changed. The cave, once bathed in a gentle glow, turned dark. A sudden, eerie silence filled the water, and a cold shiver ran down Zewena's spine. She turned, ready to swim out of the cave, but the ocean outside seemed different. The water felt heavier, darker, almost as if a great shadow had fallen over it. As she swam back toward her home, she noticed something strange. The fish that normally darted playfully through the currents were nowhere to be seen. The vibrant corals that decorated the seabed looked dull and lifeless. Even the jellyfish, with their usual flickering lights, were dim and slow. Zewena's excitement turned into confusion and then into fear. She hurried home to the Mermaid Kingdom, where her family and friends lived in a vast underwater city made of seashells and coral towers. But as she approached, she gasped. The city, usually alive with music, chatter, and dancing lights, was eerily still. The grand pearl lanterns that lined the streets flickered weakly, and the once bright waters were turning gray. Zewena swam to the central square, where the elder mermaids and mermen had gathered. Their faces were filled with worry. In the middle of them stood Grandmother Ileana, the wisest and oldest mermaid in the kingdom. Her silver hair floated around her like mist, and her deep eyes were clouded with concern. "The moonlight is fading," Grandmother Ileana said in a solemn voice. "Something has disturbed its glow, and now the sea is losing its light." Zewena's heart pounded in her chest. She clutched her pouch tightly, suddenly feeling as if the glowing pearls inside were burning against her skin. "The ocean is growing weaker," another elder mermaid whispered. "Without the moon's light, the tides will change. The creatures of the deep will rise, and darkness will spread across our home." A murmur of fear rippled through the crowd. Zewena swallowed hard. She had only wanted to keep a few pearls. How could they be connected to the moonlight? That night, as she lay in her seashell bed, she stared at the pouch beside her. She carefully opened it, letting the pearls spill onto the soft sand beneath her. Their glow was mesmerizing, but now she could see something else. A faint, silvery mist surrounded them, like tiny waves of light. A terrible realization struck her. These pearls weren't just ordinary treasures. They held the moon's magic, the very light that kept the ocean alive. And she had taken them all. Her stomach twisted with guilt. She had to fix this, but how? She didn't know where each pearl had come from, or how to return them. She needed help. At the first light of dawn, Zewena sought out the only mermaid who might have the answers, Oracle Bahari, the keeper of ancient knowledge. The oracle lived deep within the Whispering Caves, a place where only the bravest dared to go. It was said that the spirits of the sea spoke through the echoing waters, revealing secrets of the past and the future. Zewena swam swiftly, ignoring the strange, unsettling silence of the ocean around her. The deeper she went, the darker it became. Finally, she reached the entrance of the cave, where giant clams guarded the way, their shells opening and closing with the currents. Taking a deep breath, she slipped inside. The water was still, heavy with mystery. The only sound was the soft hum of the oracle's voice. "You have come seeking answers," Bahari said, before Zewena could even speak. The oracle's long, flowing hair shimmered like the night sky, and her eyes glowed faintly, as if filled with stars. Zewena nodded, her voice trembling. "I took something I shouldn't have. The ocean is changing. I need to fix it." Bahari gazed at her for a long moment before speaking. "The pearls you took are not just treasures. Young one, they are the threads of the moon, woven by the tides to keep the balance of night and sea. By taking them, you have stolen the moon's reflection from the waters. The ocean is losing its light." Zewena's heart sank. "I didn't know. I just thought they were beautiful. The most beautiful things often hold the greatest power," Bahari said gently. "But there is still a way to restore what was lost." Hope flickered in Zewena's chest. "Tell me what to do." Bahari raised a hand, and the water around them began to swirl. "The pearls must be returned, but the path will not be easy. The ocean will test you. You must seek the 3 guardians who watch over the tides. Only they can show you the way." Zewena's determination grew. "Where do I find them?" "The first guardian lies in the forest of shadows, where the waters grow thick with secrets," Bahari said. "But beware, young one, the journey will not be kind." Zewena swallowed her fear and nodded. She had made this mistake, and she would fix it. She would face whatever challenges lay ahead. With her pouch of glowing pearls tied tightly to her side, she turned and swam out of the cave, ready to begin the journey that would decide the fate of the ocean. Zewena set off on a perilous journey to find the first guardian of the tides. With the pouch of glowing pearls secured at her waist, she swam toward the forest of shadows, the place Oracle Bahari had warned her about. The ocean grew colder the farther she went, and the water around her became darker, as if the very sea itself was holding its breath. Strange shapes loomed in the distance, twisted coral, swaying seaweed, and enormous rocks covered in thick layers of moss. The silence was eerie. No fish darted past. No tiny crabs scurried over the seabed. It was as if this part of the ocean had been forgotten by time. Zewena hesitated, her heart pounding. The forest of shadows had a reputation. It was said that those who entered never found their way out. But she had no choice. The pearls had to be returned, or the ocean would fall into darkness forever. Taking a deep breath, she swam forward. The forest was dense, the towering kelp swaying like ghostly fingers. Shadows danced along the ocean floor, making it hard to tell what was real and what was just a trick of the light. She moved cautiously, her eyes darting left and right. A sudden movement caught her attention. A pair of glowing yellow eyes stared at her from behind a curtain of seaweed. Zewena froze. The eyes blinked once, then twice, before a sleek figure slithered into view. It was a creature unlike any she had seen before, a long, eel-like body with shimmering scales that reflected the dim light, and a face that was both wise and fierce. "You do not belong here," the creature said, its voice a deep whisper that echoed through the water. Zewena swallowed her fear and straightened her back. "I seek the first guardian of the tides," she said firmly. "I need to restore the moon's reflection to the sea." The creature studied her for a long moment, then let out a low hum. "You are brave to come here, little mermaid, but bravery alone will not help you." "I don't need just bravery," Zewena said. "I need guidance. Please, if you know where I can find the guardian, tell me." The creature slowly swam around her, its long body moving like a ribbon through the water. "I am the guardian you seek," it finally said. "My name is Yorembo, keeper of the hidden currents, and you have disturbed the balance of the ocean, child." Zewena's heart sank. "I know I didn't mean to, but now I must fix what I have done." Yorembo's eyes gleamed. "The pearls you carry are not mere ornaments. They hold the tides together, connecting the moon above with the sea below. To return them, you must prove yourself worthy." Zewena straightened. "Tell me what I must do." Yorembo flicked his tail, and a sudden rush of water swirled around them. "Deep in this forest lies a hidden pool, untouched by light. It is guarded by shadows, creatures that feed on fear. If you can cross the pool and retrieve what lies at its center, I will grant you my blessing." Zewena shivered. She had heard of the shadow pool. It was a place of illusions, where the water played tricks on the mind, making even the bravest lose their way. But she had come too far to turn back now. "I will do it," she said. Yorembo nodded and led her deeper into the forest. The kelp thickened, making it harder to see, and the darkness pressed in from all sides. Finally, they reached a clearing, and in the center was the pool. The water was black, darker than the night sky, as if it swallowed all light. Zewena hesitated at the edge, peering into its depths. A strange mist rose from its surface, curling and twisting like living tendrils. "Step in," Urembo instructed. "But beware, the shadows will try to deceive you. Only those who see beyond their fear can find the way." Zewena nodded, took a deep breath, and plunged into the pool. The moment she entered, the world around her shifted. Gone was the dark forest. Instead, she found herself in an endless stretch of water, where the moon hung impossibly large in the sky, its reflection rippling below. A voice echoed around her. "Why return the pearls when you can keep their power for yourself?" Zewena turned, but there was no one there. The water whispered again. "With their light, you could control the tides, command the ocean." The pearls at her waist pulsed with warmth, and for a moment, doubt flickered in her heart. What if she kept them? What if she never had to return to the mermaid kingdom, where she was just another young mermaid, unnoticed and ordinary? But then she remembered Grandmother Ileana's worried face. She remembered the fading lights of her home, the fear in the eyes of the sea creatures. This wasn't about her. It was about saving the ocean. "I don't want power," she said firmly. "I want to make things right." As soon as the words left her lips, the illusion shattered. The endless water vanished, and she found herself standing at the bottom of the shadow pool. In the center, a single pearl, larger than any she had ever seen, rested on a bed of coral. She reached for it, and the moment her fingers touched its smooth surface, a brilliant light burst forth, pushing away the darkness. Zewena gasped and found herself back at the edge of the pool. Urembo was watching her, a knowing look in his glowing eyes. "You have passed the test," he said. "The shadows could not claim you." He swam forward and pressed his forehead against hers. A gentle hum vibrated through the water, and a faint silver mark appeared on Zewena's arm. "Urembo's blessing. The first step is complete," he said, "but your journey is far from over. The second guardian awaits beyond the abyss of echoes." Zewena's heart pounded, but she nodded. She had come this far. She would not stop now. With the blessing of the first guardian and the light of the pearl in her grasp, she turned and swam toward the next challenge, knowing that the fate of the ocean rested in her hands. Ahead lay the abyss of echoes, a place of great mystery and danger. It was said that voices from the past and future whispered through its waters, confusing those who entered. Few ever returned, but Zewena had no choice. She had to find the second guardian if she wanted to restore the moon's reflection to the sea. As she neared the abyss, the water grew colder. A deep, eerie hum filled the space around her, as if the ocean itself were breathing. The seabed disappeared beneath her, giving way to a vast, bottomless darkness. She hesitated. Then, from the shadows, a voice called her name. "Zewena." She spun around, but there was no one there. Another voice followed, different but familiar. "Why do you seek us, child of the sea?" Swallowing her fear, she spoke into the emptiness. "I have come to return what was lost. I seek the second guardian of the tides." The abyss rumbled, and from the darkness, a shape emerged, a massive sea turtle, its shell etched with glowing patterns, drifted into the dim light. Its eyes, ancient and wise, locked onto Zewena. "I am Moonlight, the keeper of time's currents," the turtle said. "You carry the weight of the ocean's sorrow. Little one, do you understand the task before you?" Zewena nodded. "I took the pearls, and now the sea is losing its light. I must return them." Moonlight let out a slow sigh. "Time flows like water, steady, unyielding, but when disturbed, it ripples. You have disturbed the ocean's balance, and now you must mend it." "I will," Zewena said firmly. "Tell me what I must do." The great turtle turned, leading her deeper into the abyss. The darkness thickened, and the voices around her grew louder, echoes of laughter, sorrow, and whispers of things yet to come. Zewena clenched her fists and focused on Moonlight's steady presence. At last, they reached a glowing whirlpool, spinning in the heart of the abyss. "This is the river of echoes," Moonlight said. "To return the pearls, you must pass through it. But be warned, the river will show you visions, truths you may not wish to see. Only by facing them will you earn my blessing." Zewena took a deep breath and swam forward. The moment she touched the whirlpool, everything shifted. She was no longer in the ocean. She stood in a vast space of swirling silver mist. Before her, a vision unfolded, her own reflection, but older, wiser, with sadness in her eyes. "Why do you doubt yourself?" the older Zewena asked. I don't know if I can fix this," Zewena admitted. "I made a mistake. What if I fail?" The reflection smiled. "Everyone makes mistakes, Zewena, but true strength comes from making things right." The mist swirled again, and another vision appeared. She saw her home, the Mermaid Kingdom, once bright and full of life, now shrouded in darkness. Her people, scared and lost, searching for light. Tears welled in Zewena's eyes. "I must fix this," she whispered. The mist faded, and she found herself back in the abyss. The whirlpool had vanished. Balulai watched her, his wise eyes filled with approval. "You have faced your fears," he said. "The ocean has tested you, and you did not waver." A glowing symbol appeared on her other arm, Balulai's blessing. "Now go," the turtle said. "The final guardian awaits beyond the gates of the deep." Zewena bowed her head in gratitude and swam away, determination burning in her chest. The journey to the gates of the deep was long and treacherous. The waters became heavier, filled with an unseen force that pulled at her fins. But she pushed forward, clutching the pearls tightly. At last, she reached the gates, two enormous stone pillars covered in ancient carvings. Between them stood a figure unlike any she had seen before, a mermaid, taller than any other, with scales that shimmered like the night sky, and eyes that glowed like the stars. "I am Nyahari, guardian of the moon's veil," the mermaid said. "You carry the lost pearls, but are you ready to return them?" "Yes," Zewena said without hesitation. "I took them, and now I must put things right." Nyahari studied her for a long moment. Then she raised her hands. The ocean around them stirred, and a great current swirled upward, leading toward the sky. "The pearls must be cast into the veil of night," Nyahari said. "Only then will the moon's reflection return to the sea." Zewena reached into her pouch, her fingers brushing against the glowing pearls. She took a deep breath and one by one released them into the current. The pearls floated upward, their light growing brighter with each passing moment. As they disappeared beyond the waves, a great shimmer spread across the sky. The moon, once dull and fading, now shone with renewed brilliance. Below, the ocean responded. The darkness lifted, and the waters glowed once more. Schools of fish darted through the currents, jellyfish flickered with soft light, and the mermaid kingdom's lanterns blazed to life. Zewena felt warmth spread through her chest. The ocean was alive again. Nyahari smiled. "You have restored the balance, the sea thanks you." A final symbol appeared on Zewena's arm, the blessing of the third guardian. As she swam back home, the weight in her heart lifted. She had made a mistake, but she had faced her fears, proven her courage, and set things right. And from that day on, she never forgot the lesson she had learned, that true strength is not in never making mistakes, but in having the heart to fix them. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Truly African Folk Tale Stories for more amazing and thrilling tales. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.